Are you leaving money on the table without even realizing it? Most businesses don't have the time or resources to find hidden profit leaks or negotiate better deals with vendors. Welcome back to the Manufacturing Connector, where we explore the solutions driving the future of manufacturing. I'm your host, Jim Mayer, and today's episode is all about boosting your bottom line without the upfront costs or headaches. Joining us is Mike Macchi, President of Strategic Cost Reduction Partners. With over 30 years of experience, Mike specializes in helping businesses and nonprofits reduce costs, increase profits, and even secure refunds, all without charging upfront fees. Today, we'll dive into how SCRP's no risk approach identifies and stops profit leaks, providing peace of mind that your business isn't overspending on services you use daily. We'll learn how SCRP's unique model can save businesses time, money, and effort, leaving you to focus on what you do best, running your operations. Hello, Mike. Welcome to the Manufacturing Connector. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here with you. Been a long
Absolutely,
time.
man. We've been talking about this for a while. I'm glad we got it on the books and we're making it happen. So, Mike, I start all of these shows, even though this is about your company and what you do, the problems you solve. I do want a brief background on you. How'd you end up in the role that you're in right now?
Yeah, I spent years with a telecom company, and my goal there was always to help small businesses, nonprofits especially, that I focused on. Just make sure they weren't leaking money, overspending on everything from bandwidth to voice services, etc. But I was very limited into what I could do with that. Stayed there a little longer than I should have. And 2016, broke out on my own, and I partnered. My goal then was to just be able to be in a better position to have more tools in my kit, so to speak, instead of working for one company and being limited by that. So I still help businesses with telecom. A lot of them are spending too much money with the local telecom carriers, working on old phone systems that are actually endangering their business. But I really wanted to focus on the manufacturing sector. To me, it's a national security issue to strengthen American manufacturing. And my father spent over 30 years at Pratt Whitney in the purchasing department. So growing up, I knew so many shop owners, many of the people that he dealt with. And starting in the 80s, just heard him lamenting about what was happening, with just outsourcing to other countries and how it was literally choking these small business people. So I was glad in 2016 to partner with somebody who I'd known for a while, who the main focus I want to focus on today, because we're really focused on manufacturing, is we're in a position to help potentially lower utility costs. The manufacturers are getting killed. They're big users of electricity. Some are gas as well. In most states, here in Connecticut, certainly the costs have gone through the roof the last year or so. And my partner is a company called NASC, National Auditing Services Consulting. They're based in Monroe, Connecticut. Okay. They've been in business since 1990. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. I've known him for years. So since 2016, that's been my primary partner in Strategic Cost Reduction Partners. Okay. Mainly because it enables me to really make a line into the manufacturing community. And we've helped so many people since then.
That's awesome, man. Tell us about the problem that you help manufacturers solve.
So the funny thing is, a lot of accounts, people don't realize there are billing code errors, there are things like meter reading errors, lots of ways that people could actually be spending more than they should be on their electric and gas bills. Varies from state to state. What NASC is expert at is analyzing, no matter what state you're in, based on the laws and regulations, tariffs, et cetera, in each state, just making sure that all the billing codes are correct. You're not overpaying on surcharges or taxes in any way. The beauty of it is it's easy to engage because everything's great unless it's a major project. Nobody has the time. I've had people I've been introduced to put this in motion in minutes and make literally a 6-figure impact on their bottom line as a result. Wow. It's just really nice to be able to, bring some good news. We're in this inflationary environment, lots of uncertainty out there. So the last thing anyone wants to do is be overpaying for a high item such as utilities. And when we do find certain areas of error, we're able to actually quantify it going backwards and get credits applied to their electric and gas bills. Like I said, it takes minutes to put in motion. It's a contingent shared savings model. So we're successful in about 65 to 70% of the bills that we analyze and finding some errors. Which isn't crazy.
Yeah.
But if we don't find anything, you walk away with a clean bill of health and no fee. That, okay, at least I did my due diligence. We're not overpaying for this sector. But I just love, there's nothing I love more than every invoice I send to a client, they're paying for money. They're paying it with money we found for them. And I know we've made an impact on their profitability if they're getting an invoice from us. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Mike, what are some success stories, some case studies you have that you can share with us?
Yeah, one thing, anyone who reaches out to me via DM on LinkedIn or my cell phone, hopefully we could put all that information up after this.
Absolutely.
I've just dozens of testimonials from manufacturing clients of mine. I like working associations. I recommend it to so many, people in this industry that are trying to help manufacturing. There's so many great local chapters of national organizations or local organizations. I'm a member, for instance, of Pine Printing Industries of New England, because we've helped a lot of their constituents, a lot of printers. Manufacturer CT is a big one here in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
There's one in Long Island I'm a member of, Ignite Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
Precision Metal Forming Association is a large national organization, PMA. I'm a member of them, work with the local chapter here. Member of the Connecticut National Tooling Machine Association chapter here in Connecticut as well. So I love getting success stories in those, because then people are usually not shy in telling others or introducing me at networking events. And I always say to people, it's like, if we don't do a good job for you, my name is mud in this association. So, I'm going to make sure you're happy. I'm going to be asking you for a testimonial at the end of this process. But, oh God, so there's so many, I'll tell you my favorite success story, even though it's so small, but it just gives an example. I helped a local brewery in Connecticut during COVID. Speaking of breweries as well. I called up, I found out that the credit was applied to their Eversource bill here in Connecticut. I called the owner, who he and his wife, started the place. And I said, oh, by the way, keep an eye out for your Eversource bill. It's going to be on its way. And he goes, actually, we got it yesterday. My wife opened it this morning, saw no payment due because we had nice credit, so they weren't going to be paying their bill for a few months. And he told me she started crying when she opened it, because we didn't know how we were going to pay our electric bill this month. They got really hammered by COVID. They literally opened, I think, 2 or 3 months before the shutdown.
Oh, God.
So they were freaking out. They had all their eggs in that basket. But I have another national company that has 50 plants across the country. We've impacted their bottom line by literally millions now over the last few years by correcting errors, getting refunds. And in addition to refunds, we fix the errors that led to those overcharges. So we'll work with the utility to get the billing right going forward.
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty with that is there's no fee for that. Those future savings are all theirs. We just share a piece of the refunds we get in those cases.
Okay, sure, that makes sense. Because through the process here, Mike, this is seemingly something that a lot of people may not pay a whole lot of attention to. How can people, how can company owners or APAR, just the audience in general, recognize that they may be leaving money on the table here?
Well, that's the beauty of it. It's hard for, people get their electric bill. I'll just stick with electricity right now. They'll get their electric or gas bill every month. Just pay. Oh, it looks about the same as last month. Some of them are on auto pay. They don't even look at it. It's almost like a cable bill. So you could have an error on like say a single bill code that's causing a couple of the delivery components of that bill to be charged at a higher rate than you're able to get. As I mean,
Mm,
there's a lot of things in there for across the country for manufacturers to help support the manufacturing industry. So they're not necessarily on the same billing code for certain aspects that a deli would be or a laundromat. But once those are set up, out of the gate, if they're set up wrong, when the account first started, it's usually, the train has left the station and nobody really knows. The bill looks the same as last month, and there's my delivery charges. The beauty about the process for them is we literally only need a copy of a recent electric and gas bill. We have a one-page agreement which just lays out, the shared savings model, and it also acts as a letter of authorization to get the historical billing and consumption data from the local utility. So that's, again, that process, again, why I love working with associations. Oh, Bill said he loved doing this. He told me to talk to you. What do you need? Takes him 5 minutes. I've had people, I can't even call it a project for them.
right.
But then NASC is, worked on this process, has proprietary software, can get those red flags, find out where something's not right. We might have to go back to the client, get some information like square footage, machines they use, et cetera, to do some calculations, see if they qualify for changes on their bill. But really, it's very painless for my clients, which is so important. Yeah. And it's usually pretty quick. We're usually going to know within a couple of weeks if there's something for us to go after, if something doesn't look right.
Okay.
So it's pretty quick, short cycle in terms of finding out what the result will be or if there's something to go for.
That's awesome, man. And how quickly does that refund or expense lowering happen?
Well, it does vary state to state. Connecticut, it's usually within like 3 bill cycles. It's that quick. So I have
Wow.
people who are just sending me information now, and it might even affect them before the fourth quarter ends. Affecting their
Wow.
bottom line for this year. Because again, any of that refund that goes right to the bottom line, it's pure profit. And some states it takes a little longer, anywhere from 6 to 8 months, depending on who we're dealing with. Some states, because I want to put this out there too. Some states we have a little more difficulty obtaining the historical billing. We may be going back and forth. I may have to actually go back to someone in like Oklahoma and say, "Can you send me the last 24 months of your bills?"
Oh,
Or give me portal access, and we'll download them from the utilities web portal. So
okay.
sometimes those things slow the process down. But here in Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, especially, it's so seamless and quick.
Okay. So you do work nationally? Okay. And is it just you? I mean, are you the one or
Oh no, I'm doing I'm the face of NASC. I'm doing business development, but believe me, we have better professionals doing the actual nitty gritty. Yep, no
all
better
right.
than
But you're the one going out and finding these companies that can save money.
exactly. Yep.
Okay. Great.
And it's happening all the time. And I just always say this is why I so appreciate you giving me the opportunity. I truly believe if every manufacturer knew what we could do for them, how easy it is, no risk, and the potential payback, the potential ROI of this, my desk would be overflooded with emails. It's especially when they read the testimonials I can provide
Yeah.
from some very, very, well-known, like some very solid companies here in Connecticut, very well-known, even people are well-known on a national level.
Great.
Yeah, so I love sharing those.
Well, let's make your desk overflow with opportunity here. Mike, how can people get a hold of you?
I mean, you can always find me on LinkedIn. DM me there. I give myself. I'll give my work phone is actually. That's probably even better. The number is 203 993 6626.
Great.
My email. I'm gonna give my email is just my first initial last name M Macchi MMACCHI at SCRP Strategic Cost Reduction Partners LLC.com.
Great. And I'll have that in the show notes and also on the screen here as people are playing it. Um
I
Mike,
do have one other thing I'd like to emphasize.
yeah.
I've created the ability for me to tag certain accounts to have a portion of my share. If again, if there's no refund or reduction, there's no fee. But if we do have an invoice situation where we found some money for one of our clients, I have the ability to tag either. There's two nonprofits I'm primarily trying to help at this point. One is one you may have heard of called Warriors Rising.
Mm-hmm.
They help. They're creating. God, I'm going to say it incorrectly. Entrepreneurs. I mean, they're trying to help veterans transition into businesses and help them along that route. And
Yep.
it's so important. And the manufacturing community has a lot of veterans in it. So I can tag that. Anyone who reaches out to me from this, I can either tag them, or I work with a scholarship fund in Western Mass. It's called Larry A. Mayer Memorial Education Fund.
Yep.
Some people know Kristen Carlson of Peerless Precision.
Yep. She was my very first guest on the other show.
That's it. That's the scholarship fund that she put together for in memory of her father.
Yep.
So another thing we support, because the future of manufacturing is, again, a national security issue, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I don't think anyone's going to argue that point with me.
Nope. I don't think anybody who's watching this right now would have an argument about that, my friend.
That's it. Yeah. So, I mean, it's really that simple. This is, again, I have other partners that do LED lighting, solar analysis, things like that, things that can help manufacturers. NASC, I should also say, can supply supply contracts in deregulated states. So you can make sure you're paying the best rate available based on your consumption and everything. And again, those contracts can be tagged to one of those nonprofits. So it's, not only are you getting a good rate, but a little piece of that is going to support one of those organizations.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So it sounds like you do a little bit of everything on the telecom energy side in helping people reduce costs and find refunds. Am I off base in that?
No, pretty much. And the beauty is it's a small community of other people that are into expense reduction. So the things that I don't do, that my team doesn't handle, I can usually find somebody, usually LinkedIn connection. A lot of people like Schooley Mitchell, people are familiar with them. So the areas that if I can't help you, I might be able to introduce you to somebody who would be a resource to you to help in other areas.
That's awesome. Mike, last question. What didn't I ask you that you want to share with the audience?
Just, that's, nothing I can really think of. Just, I just want to keep that message right now. Costs are going through the roof across the board. Hopefully that's turning around a little bit. But here's just an easy opportunity. It's literally one of the few no-brainer opportunities where it's like, there's no reason not to do this. I'm never going to regret doing it. I've never had one client who said, "Oh, I wish I didn't do that," no matter what the outcome was. The best outcome for my clients is actually that we find nothing.
Sure.
Because whatever we find, we can usually go back 3 years in most states, but those errors might have been going on for 20 years.
Sure.
So the best outcome for anyone is that. But that's pretty much it. It's so simple. I almost don't want to complicate it. I just want to get the message out, and I appreciate you providing that forum. And we will have some success stories if people reach out as a result of this. There's no question.
All right. Well, reach out, save some money, and reduce your overall costs, make more in profits. I mean, that's what this is all about. So, Mike,
cash flow is king right now. So if we can help a little bit, it does add up. Well, and Mike, nobody wants to be sending more money, even if it's a small amount. Why should they get that extra, even $100 a month? It's better in your hands. So,
absolutely.
I just appreciate everything, and it's I just love the podcast, and I love just watching the whole. I mean, one thing that's been exciting, I never felt that sense of community in my older jobs, but just the folks, LinkedIn alone, just the people you saw at IMTS last week, Megan Zamba and Drew Crow and all these folks. It's been really wild the last few years watching, what's been going on, just the attention and uh, the the excitement that's going on in this industry. So it's so great to be a
Absolutely.
small part of it.
I was going to say the same thing. I'm a small part of it, but I'm so fortunate to be part of it, and be surrounded by like-minded individuals who believe in this industry. It's pretty powerful.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can't think of more. There aren't too many areas that could be more important, than that right now. And COVID proved that more than anything, just with supply
Absolutely.
chains and everything. So,
Yep.
yeah,
So, Mike, thanks for being on today,
thank
folks.
you.
That was a short, sweet, concise episode. Thank you very much for joining us today. We've learned how businesses can secure refunds, reduce those expenses, and boost profits with minimal effort, just like listening to this episode, all while ensuring you're getting the best deals from your vendors. SCRP's no risk, no fee model makes it an easy win for any company looking to tighten up their operations. If you're curious about how your business could benefit from SERP's services, be sure to visit their website and schedule a consultation. Remember, cost reduction doesn't have to be complex, and peace of mind is just one analysis away.
Yep.
Before you go, make sure to hit the button if you found today's episode valuable. Don't forget to subscribe to the Manufacturing Connector here on YouTube. Hit that bell icon for notifications and follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We have plenty more episodes lined up with industry leaders sharing innovative and novel solutions that will help you grow your business. Thanks for watching the Manufacturing Connector, where we uncover the tools and insights shaping the future of manufacturing. See you next time.